hope it records because HIT didn't record last time, which is very, very annoying. Right. Okay. So let's start completely and utterly lying down today. So for those of you on recording, good evening. Hope you're well as well. Any questions once you're doing it, please just give me a call if you need to. Right. So all the way down today. Right. Now, first things first, I want you to put your feet flat on the floor. We're going to do the really lovely exercise that on occasion, we have done this a couple of months ago, so it's been a little while. It's a bit of sort of relaxation visualization. So we're going to start with our feet. And because the weather has been so rubbish today, I want you to think you're in a completely different place. So we're going to picture ourselves on the beach and it's nice and warm, okay? So hopefully it's nice and warm in your houses. I want you to just wriggle your toes. Literally start by wriggling your toes. And then spread your toes nice and wide and think, right, the sand is just sinking my feet in. So I really want you to think, oh, my feet are nice and heavy, my legs are nice and heavy. And feel that imprint. So if you lifted your foot, there would be an imprint in the sand of your foot. That's it, just relax, deep breath in. And relax. Good. Okay, bringing your attention all the way up your legs, all the way around your knees and down to your pelvic area and right at your lower back. Usually a little bit of tension. Now, I don't really want to say pain as such, but it might be feel a little bit tense. Certainly if you have been sat down for a lot of the day today, it will feel a little bit tight. So what I want you to do is think a tiny, tiny little rock. So doing a little rock from side to side. And if you was lying on the beach, you'd be able to feel and see that quite a lot bigger imprint than your foot. Okay, take a deep breath in and really feel the whole of the pelvic area sink into the sand. Deep breath in and relax it down. Lovely. Right, now we're going to bring your attention up to the middle of your back. So there should be a very slight little arch in your lower back. So it's not fully on the floor, and that's absolutely fine. It depends on your posture as to how far on the floor it is, but it's okay if it's not fully. But your mid-back, so just underneath your shoulder blades, should feel the next place where it's fully on your back. So again, I want you to take a nice deep breath in and relax and sink down. Hello. Okay, so you're bringing your attention up now to right by your shoulder blades. And what I'd like you to do is actually bring your arms up and just bring your shoulder blades off the sand and then sink them. Just sink them all the way down. Take a deep breath, and your shoulder blades are actually, shoulder blades are quite wide. I want you to think, right, they're nice and flat, and just think, I'm just very slightly putting some weight on the top of your shoulders so they sink even further. Take a nice deep breath in and sink it down. So, right, bring your attention up to your head. Now, for me, it's not quite the same because I've actually got a bun in today, but if your head is flat, I want you to roll it. So again, you're creating that imprint in the sand. Just a nice little gentle, and realize the weight of your head. Heads are quite heavy. Okay, come back to center. Take a deep breath in, and I really want you to think, oh, my head is really heavy and it's sinking. Lovely. Okay, now with your hands, I want you to run your thoughts all the way down your arms and your hands. I want you to put your hands flat on the floor, so palms on the floor, and then just give them a little scrunch and then flat again. So what you're visualizing is the sand is going through your fingers, you're crunching it and then back out again. And there is definitely something about that that is highly satisfying, if you like sand. Hands flat in the sand, take a deep breath and just make that imprint in the sand. Lovely. Right, nice deep breath. And then you're imprinting all of those parts, so feet, pelvis, mid, back, shoulders, head, hands. Deep breath in and sink. Sink it right down, relax, 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 relax. Wonderful. And again, deep breath in and relax. Lovely. Okay, I'm sorry to bring you out of that visualization now. Got some more stretching to do, so hopefully you should feel much more relaxed now. If there's any stress or any tension today, I just want you to think, okay, I'm just going to relax and breathe this out. We're going to take it nice and easy today. So just take your feet and then stretch your legs all the way out. And I want your feet to just very slightly sink to the side so you're completely relaxed. All your muscles are completely relaxed. Now, what this may do is cause more of an arch in your back. If you need to just rearrange yourself slightly, just to be completely relaxed, hands onto your hip bones. And then we're going to really just relax the bottom half entirely. Okay, arms back down to your sides. And then we're going to roll all the way up. Arms up over your head. Just bring your feet back into a little tiny bit of action now. Let's sit back together. And then as if I'm stretching you on a rack, big deep breath in, back will arch. Push that arch away. And again, big deep breath in. Back will arch. One more. And relax. Arms up. And bring them back down to your side again. Lovely. Okay, relax your shoulders. Rearrange if you need to. I'm going to do that again. So deep breath in. Arms up and over. Again, some really stretch out. So your toes and your fingertips are going to each side of the wall. Deep breath and lose the arch. And again, deep breath in. And push that back down. Arms up. Up and all the way over. And relax back down. Just really try and flop. Okay. So palms facing upwards now. I'm going to do 2 deep breaths here. So deep breath in. And relax. Deep breath in. And relax. Very, very good. Okay. You should be feeling very mellow now. Very mellow. So no elegant way of doing this in any way. We're going to flip over. So sort of come to the edge of your mat if you're on one and then just flip yourself over. Okay. So no sign of Steve yet. We're going to come into a half cobra. So forearms and hands, palms flat. And then we're just going to look up. Okay. So what this should do is stretch out your abs rather than aggravate your back. If it is aggravating your back, I want you just to come a little bit lower. Okay. So you're sort of sat on your ribs. If it's not, you're just coming up a little bit higher. And then I want you to just push your shoulders back. So it's a very small move. It's here. Looking ahead of you, deep breath and sink. Deep breath. Sink. Good. Okay. Bring yourself nice and low and slow down. Create a little cushion for your hand, for your chin. Relax here. Right. Now, Tracy and I did something similar. We're just going to activate your back muscles to try and relax your whole core area. So we're going to just lift up. And when you lift up, you should feel that your back muscles, they're not doing too much. This is not, some strenuous move and then back down. They should just activate. Deep breath in, lift, and just squeeze very, very, very slightly at the back and down. And again, lift up, look ahead of you, squeeze, and relax. Let's go one more. Up, squeeze, and back. Lovely. Okay. With your arms, I want you to bring them round so they're right by your side. Just rest your chin on the floor, or you can rest your forehead on the floor. I can't do that because obviously you won't be able to hear me. And then we're going to lift one arm up towards the ceiling away from you. Hopefully that makes sense if you can see. It's a small move, and this is just giving your shoulder a stretch one way in particular. Now you may find, particularly Tracy, this isn't necessarily that easy because your shoulder movement isn't that great backwards. We're just going to try and give it a stretch round the front. Up. Let's do one more each side. So your back is mildly active. And the other side, up, lift it away from you, so that stretch at the front. Good. Okay, hands by your side, and then we're going to just squeeze your glutes slightly, control your core, and just lift up onto all fours. Wonderful. Right. Hands slightly further ahead of you than you would do to a normal when you're on fours. Tuck your toes under behind, and then we're going to sit back. So bum in the air and just really try and relax your shoulders. This is quite strong on shoulders. Drop your head. Good. Bring your head up. So your hands are quite far forwards. We're going to drop forwards now. So even if that is into this position rather than down here, what I don't want, so if that's absolutely fine, that's absolutely fine. If here's absolutely fine, I don't want your back hurting. This should feel relaxing rather than a back twinge. All the way up. Curl down, tuck your toes under, and push all the way back and down. Drop your head. And up, pushing forwards. Stay here if you want to. If not, you're dropping down. If you want to go down to this position, just squeeze your glutes very slightly. It can control your back. Let's do one more. So all the way up, tucking those back toes under. Drop your head. Really feel that work in your shoulders. And up. Drop it forwards. And relax. Okay, up onto all fours. So now we're going to come into a normal all fours position. Now, we're going to do the normal thread the needle, but I want to do a version of this first, which is actually really, really good if you've got really tight shoulders and or stress in your neck area. I'm actually going to do it this way around so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to drop one hand to the side, but instead of coming that way, we're going to come that way. So it's a very similar position, but you're going to come down here and then turn your head away. Now, that's not that easy with the earpiece in, so I'm just going to slightly do it a slightly different way. So drop your ear to the ground. I'm actually going to demo it this way because you're not going to see. So drop your shoulder all the way to the ground, drop your ear to the ground. Okay, bring yourself up and then you're going to swap positions. So exactly the same thing. I can't actually do this on this side because of the earpiece. Just drop it down. That should be quite a strong, nice stretch on your shoulder, and bring yourself back up. Right, now to extend that, I'm going to show you on the one side. I want you to look around, and then you're going to lift the other arm. So in effect, it's like that. So if I show you, we're down, twist your head, and lift your arm. Now you can lift your arm up that way. That's absolutely fine. You'll feel this right on your deltoid area, right here. Okay, it's quite a strong stretch. Now try and keep your palm facing down. Good. Bring your hand down, and then bring yourself back. So we do that same thing the other side. Again, I'm going to struggle to demo it. So bring it down, twist, bring your arm up. Good. Placing your hand, and then bring yourself back up. Lovely. Right. So let's go back to what we're used to. So we'll do that one as well. So it's a variation. It doesn't feel massively different. It does get slightly different muscles. So bring yourself down. You should feel more of a twist in your back on this one. So you're going to bring yourself up. If you can, stay where you are. If you don't want to, and you're going to twist around the back of your back. Hopefully you can see that okay. You should be feeling more in your back and more at the back of your shoulder blade, not the front. Hand down, bring yourself out with that. Okay, so let's swap. So bringing it through, down, twist your head, up, and then behind you. Bringing it round and back up. Lovely. Okay, just sit back for a sec and come into a little ball. That's it. So you're trying to round your back the other way. A couple of deep breaths. Just feel that breath coming right into your spine. Good. Right. Back onto all fours. And just, again, feel fairly equal. Just think, okay, yeah, feeling fairly equal here. I'd like you to just close your eyes. Just feel really balanced in this position. And actually, if you close your eyes and really concentrate, it feels quite floaty. It should feel really, really nice. Just Tracy, watch your wrists on this one. Okay, keep your eyes closed if you want to. We're going to come up into a cat stretch. Bringing it through and into your cow. Lift your head, drop that back. That's it, all the way up. Really tuck your tailbone under on this. Come through and release. And one more, all the way up, super strong. This one you can go really exaggerated on this. Drop your head, really tuck that tailbone under. Belly button to your spine. Bring it through. Drop. Absolutely excellent. Good, and bring it through to neutral. Lovely. Okay, so whilst we're in this position, it's a very easy way to get into a calf stretch as well. So hands slightly further forwards, knee forwards. The other one, we're going to tuck that back toe under and lift. Hands, if you want to exaggerate that, can come further forward and you can just sit back. Again, just relax your shoulders.
Okay, slowly bring yourself out of that. Place your knee to meet the other knee, push it back and sink. Okay, push and bring your knees back to center. And again, drop down and just come into that little ball. 2 deep breaths into your back. Good. Just curl your way up. That's it. And way up. If this is too uncomfortable for you or it's starting to cramp, just sit on your bum. So a couple of bits here. Hands together, and we're just going to give those wrists. Oh, clicky click. Oh my God. A roll. Very important if you have been typing for a lot of today. That's it. Give them a flick. Okay, rest them down. Okay, one arm up nice and tall. And then we're going to drop it over. Just be aware of both bum cheeks staying on your heels. That's it. It may not go over too far at first. We'll get you there. And then up and over the other side, nice and gently. Okay, come back up to center. Right, this time we're going to come over, but then we're going to sweep forwards. Now, we often do this standing. It's quite a lot harder. Your hip flexors have actually got to do something when you're down here. So just be aware of the fact that you may go, oh God, just do your best to sweep as far forward as possible without falling. So you're going to come up nice and tall and over. You're going to sweep forwards, really stretch towards me, and then come back the other side. That's it. Hold it there upright. Come forwards. If things are starting to cramp, just sit on your bum. Forwards, a little windmill over. Let's do that one more time. Should feel really nice. It's a good old stretch, this one, all the way over and up. Just think beautiful and elegant all the way forwards. Try and, that's it, come all the way towards me and then back up and to the side. Good, and bring yourself up. Beautiful. Right, little exercise we haven't done for a little while, but if everyone is comfortable to stay here, if you're not, again, move. We're going to bring our hands across and then we're going to come down. Hip flexors have to do a little bit here, all the way down. Just move your hands out the way towards the bottom and then come down. Deep breath on the out breath, coming up. Now, as soon as you can, straighten that back and you'll feel it here. Straighten that back as quickly as you can on this one. Okay, so here, bring it down. Roll it down, roll it down, roll it down. Last minute we're dropping. Bring your head up. Straighten your back as soon as you can and get those muscles to do the work and bring you up. Good, bring your arms down for a sec. If you need to have a little wriggle out of that one, please do. Tougher than it looks. Okay, so last one. If you were like, no, that's pretty tough, I'm going to stay here. If you're like, let's do this. Bring it all the way up. Hinge forward, back straight as far as you can. Keep your hands by your ear, arms by your ears. Down as far as you can, and then drop at the bottom. That's it. Into child's pose. Okay, deep breath in. Try and keep your bum as close to your heels as possible. Lift up there. Then you're lifting. So back as straight as possible, as quickly as possible. And then down. Lovely. Okay, rolling the shoulders. And the other way. Excellent. Right. Let's bring our legs around and just come into cross-leg position. However's the most comfortable for you. Okay, so one leg further forward than the other. Try not to cross over. If you could bring your natural leg further forward, that it feels more comfortable. We will swap legs in a second. Okay, let's just put a little bit of weight down and try and just relax your hips out. And for those of you that are much further up, we're going to try and relax your hips this way. Okay. Bring yourself up. Now, a bit of a slightly different exercise. I want you to put your palms onto sort of near the top of your thighs, and then we're going to roll them out. So as you're rolling your palms along your legs, I want you to lean forward slightly. So it should be able to push lower because you've started further up, if that makes sense. So bring yourself back, try again. So you're rolling your legs flat. Feels a little bit like baking. And then push your hands down to ensure that everything is relaxed as possible. Now, for some people, that's really, really easy, and your knees will go straight to the floor, but others, not so much. Okay, roll it up. Put one hand behind you very slightly, and one hand on your knee, and then we're going to prise that knee away from you. Lean on the back hand and prise that leg away from you. You should feel that here. Push it away. And again, for some people, that's super tight. Okay, release nice and gently. Then you're going to swap over to the other side. So push it. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Okay, push that knee away from you. There's a very, very slight twist of your shoulders. And one leg is very, very likely to go down much easier than the other one. This is having real problems right now. And bring yourself back to center. Lovely. Okay, so let's exaggerate what we were doing before. So you're going to come forwards, but you're going to lean right forward. The hinge comes from your hips, hands in front of you, and roll it down. Now again, not so easy for absolutely everyone. If you are a little higher, if you're low, just relax. If you are a little higher, hands in front of you, and just creep your hands forward as much as you can and drop your head. If you are a lot lower, your hands are right out and we drop down. Good. Nice and slowly roll your way out of that one. Very slowly. Good. Okay, let's counterbalance that. So we're going to bring our arms backwards. And we're going to, first of all, squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your chest, but don't flop your head back. So it creates a nice arch in your back and creates a really nice pectoral stretch. Good. Okay, just roll your way out of that one again. Roll your shoulders and just reset yourself. Okay, let's do that again. So we're going to roll, slide, hinge, whatever you want to call it, forward. Again, just to your own depth, whatever you can do. Nice and slowly get your way out of that. Really slowly. That's it. And then we're back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift. Don't fling your head back. Create that arch and really breathe into this. Good. And just roll your way up. Rolling those shoulders. Sit in the other way. Reset your posture. So you're trying to avoid that. Okay, just sit right up and drop your shoulder blades. Okay, whilst we're here, I'm just going to do that slightly so you can see both angles. So we're going to roll down, drop your head. Now this is for stress, stress, stress. Held in those shoulders. Now, picture, close your eyes. Not that you probably want me traipsing around your house right now, but picture me just behind you, and I'm just going to put a little bit of weight on top of your shoulders. But just pushing and very slightly pushing them away from your vertebrae. Good, lift your head. I've taken my hands off now and relax. Now, if there's tension held in that, that definitely should be uncomfortable. Okay, it's a very strong stretch. That's if you're like, oh God, that's really uncomfortable. That's exactly the point. It needs to be quite uncomfortable because it needs to stretch it out because it's too tight. So let's do that again. So roll your shoulders right back and down, drop your head. And again, close your eyes and visualize that I've just put a little bit of weight onto your shoulder blades. It does help closing your eyes and visualizing that. Keep your back up nice and straight and really feel that stretch. Okay, whilst you're in this stretch, I want you to open your eyes and look at your hand to the side. One hand, we're going to do both. So just, you'll feel that stretch coming around to one of the side tendons in your neck, which is often very, very tight. Keep those shoulders back and down. I've still got pressure on. Bring yourself back to the center, super small. Back over to the other side. Come back to center. Lift your head and relax. Okay, that should feel a bit better. Right, so side tendons down here. Okay, lots of muscles and little tendons down here. They're super tight. Hand over top of your head. Just bring it to the side and then hand on your shoulder and just peel that very, very gently apart. Just be aware of your posture. Just sitting upright, we're not slumping forwards. Right, just let go and the whole thing springs back up. Ooh. Okay, other side. And then hand onto your shoulder and just peel that away again. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And relax. Oh, okay, fantastic. Right. So neck and head should be thinking, right, okay, we're okay now. We should be feeling a lot better. Whenever you're doing a stretch like that, which I would highly, highly recommend at least doing that once a day during the day if you are sat down a lot, just be really careful. And I know I've said this before, to roll backwards. So if you're doing some sort of, a lot of people just got, the only trouble is with going backwards, and I won't do it too many times, just crunching your vertebrae at the top. It's not necessary. They don't need to go that way. They need to go that way. That's not necessary. They don't need to be crunched together. They need to be separated out. So if you're going to do any stretching, don't think, oh, I've got to stretch it that way. You haven't. It's to the side and down, which is very, very much more important. And all that does is just crunch it. So try to avoid that. Right. Before we come out of this position, I just want to do a back twist, making sure that we've finished all the back planes. And then I'm going to move on to a bit of hip flexor. So if you want to bring your hand over, we're going to do a nice big sweeping circle and bring that around. And bring it back, all the way back to center. One, the other arm across, Big sweeping circle, bring it back. And bring it back to center. Lovely. Right, a little variation on that is if you put your hand behind and you hold on to your opposite shoulder and then twist. You should feel that a tiny bit more here because you're bringing your arm all the way across. It's very subtly different. You might feel a bit of a difference, especially if it's tight around your lats. And we're going to come back, twist around, hold on to your shoulder, twist. Feel that right around the bottom of the lats. And then come back to center. Lovely. Right, let's move out of this position because you might be getting a bit sore. So we're going to come back onto all fours. And we're gonna do one and then sink into a pigeon. So if you bring one leg forwards, or sink that down, sink it down there. We're gonna sink even further down if you want to, that's optional, just sink right down. Now your knee may want to come out to the side slightly, that's absolutely fine to let it, as long as it's not hurting your ankle. Try and relax your shoulders in this position because they very much want to get involved. Just sink. Again, like we're sinking into the sand, sink right down. Good. Now, instead of fully coming out of this, it's a little bit fiddly, but if you're in this position, I want you to try and hook your foot under. Did you see what I did there? So you're bringing it round and under, and then lifting your leg up and we'll sink into pigeon. If that is an absolute mare and you're like, oh no, I've got in a muddle, just stop and get yourself into pigeon. And you can start with that on all fours. So again, might be quite tight. Just let it relax. Let your hips relax. Let your hip flexor relax. And then if you're comfortable, if you're fine there, stay there. If you're not, we're sinking forward. Bring yourself down and try super hard to relax into that sand again. Good. Okay, bring your head up. Bring your hands by your knee. Then we're going to tuck that back toe under and bring yourself onto all fours. Right. Little doggy wag. Lovely. Okay. So exactly the same thing the other side. So come up onto your knees. Put the other foot forward if you can remember which foot it was. And then sink it down. And then when you're happy to, you're bringing your hands down and sink that down as well. So really sink it down. And again, if your knee wants to come out to the side, let it. It's absolutely fine as long as that's comfortable on your hip. So try and relax your shoulders in this and really try and sink. About 12 to 15 seconds, it will just go. That's it. There we go. Okay, mildly get yourself out of that one. And then, as I said, you're going to swing your foot round and down, picking your back leg up, and we're going to slide down into your pigeon. Again, hold it here if you're like, yep, that's good. If not, we're hinging forwards, bring yourself all the way down and sink. Try again, visualizing that sand, just sinking into it, relaxing your hips. Excellent. As much as I'd want to stay there for at least half an hour, let's come back on. Hands either side of your knees, tuck your back toe under, and then you push onto all fours again. Wonderful. Okay, little puppy wag. Right. Okay, let's do a really nice stretch for the back of your legs. And then check on the time. Yeah, we're very likely to be able to come back down again. So back up onto your knees again. We're going to bring that first foot forwards. I want you to tuck your back toe under, and then we're going to go into a pyramid. So you are up here. Okay. This is very straight. Okay, so straight legs. If that is absolutely impossible and you're like, oh my God, step in. Okay, the further in you are, the easier this is. The further out you are and you've got your back heel, that is much more of a stronger stretch down the back of your legs. Drop your head down. And try and relax the back of your legs because they are getting a very, very strong stretch right now. They may be complaining mildly right now. Just give it a few seconds and they will relax. There we go. Good. Right, teeny tiny bit of balance required now. Very, very mildly bend your legs and then we're going to come up. That's it, balance required. Come up, straight legs. So you're in that triangle position. Hands on your hips. And then we're going to hinge forward. Now you should feel that very swiftly right down the back of your legs, and just watch your balance. If you're really struggling, you've got the wall or door next to you, sofa, whatever you've got. Back straight, and then we're lifting up. Excellent. Right, bending your knees, and you're going to step forwards. Okay, give them a little shake. Pretty strong, that one. So we're going to step backwards, making sure that they're not like, you're on a beam. It's literally hip width apart. So straighten both legs. We're going to roll down. If you can touch the floor, brilliant. Your feet are facing forwards, okay, so there's no tilt in what you're doing. Drop your head. Feel that extremely strong stretch. As I said, if it's too strong, step in. If it's not strong enough, step out. Unlikely this is not strong enough. This is a very strong one. Try and relax. Okay. Right, bend your knees very slightly. Use your balance, roll yourself up. Whoa, not easy. Balance not amazing today. Straighten your legs. And then we're hinging forwards. I think it's cold. I think it's the cold, that's it. Tracy, I've warmed up. Yay. Okay. We've got that hinge, straight back. And you're coming back up. Bend those knees very slightly and stepping forwards. Very good. Right, just give your legs a real shake. Oh my goodness me, that is strong. Right. Okay, whilst we're here, I just want you to bring yourself to the back of your mat again. And then we're going to do a nice deep breath in. And down. Roll it down. And we're going to hang here. Just let your back. Now don't worry about your legs. Back of your legs have been really stretched. They should be fine. Drop your head. Worry about those vertebrae and think, right, I'm going to create a little bit of space between each of those vertebrae. Just relax them right out. It doesn't matter if your hands are on the floor or not. Hopefully what you'll find is you'll relax and you'll just think a bit more. And you're going to bring your hands out. We'll come into a nice downward dog position. Push back. Arms nice and straight. Nice and straight back, nice straight legs. Come up onto your toes and push back. And again, up. Push. Okay, up onto your toes and down into all fours. That's it. Relax. Okay. Right, I want to do a little bit of work finishing on our back, but obviously we'll come back up again. We're still good for timing, so hopefully we won't suddenly realise that we're all asleep on the floor. So if you want to just spin yourself over, and then we're going to roll ourselves down. So just come very slightly to the front of the mat. We're going to roll down nice and gently, curl, 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 and relax flat on the floor. Bringing your legs up towards you, we're just going to start with this really super lovely little lower back massage curls. Just one way, tiny little circles. And when you're in this position, just think, oh, relax my shoulders back into the sand. And then the other way. Good. Okay, 1 foot on the floor, and then put 1 foot on your knee. Then we're going to bring that knee out, so you're creating a little triangle, and try and just relax that knee right down so your hip is opened out. Then if you're able to, I want you to pick up that leg, and then we're going to feed our hands through and hold on here. Now, if you can, try to avoid doing this, because all I'm doing is hurting your core there. Just try and relax your head back down and relax. Now, this is quite a strong one. The further in you are, the more that's stretching around your hip and your glutes. The further out you are, the less that's doing that. So your choice on how far in. Now, I can't go that too far in because of my knee on this one, actually. So just be aware that it does twist your knee. Okay, release. And roll it down. Then we're going to lose that foot. Bring the other foot up, foot onto your knee. Bring your knee out. Create that nice triangle. Picking up that leg, ideally leaving your head on the floor. And then again, the further the squeeze in, the more that stretches. Just be aware of your shoulders creeping up by your ears. Don't want those involved. Watch your knee. Be aware of your ankle. That's it. Okay, dropping that leg down and bring your foot back down. Right, shooting the other leg up to the ceiling. So with one foot flat on the floor, one right up, and then we're going to flex that foot. And what I'd like to do is not hold on to it, okay? So it should be ideally 90 degrees. If you can't get it dead straight and or you can't get it 90, that's absolutely fine, as long as you're feeling that stretch. Stretch is right down the back of your legs, and it's also your hip flexors here. Bring that foot down, relax, and then shoot the other one up. So it's up first, then you're flexing it. Try and relax your shoulders. Good, and bring it down. Okay, right, give yourself a little wriggle. Right, now I want you to engage your core very slightly, then we're going to bring both up. So deep breath in, engage that core, and then you're going to lift up. So legs up, and then flex your feet. Now, if you're here and you're like, oh my God, that's strong enough, absolutely fine. If you're like, then you can take hold of your toes. Now make sure your back, I don't want you to curl your back, try and make sure your back's relatively flat on the floor. That should give you quite a lot of a stronger stretch. Keep the legs straight, have a good grip of those toes. Back flat. Good, let go if you have them. And then we're going to bring yourself down
and relax your feet on the floor. Relax. Oh. Right, so bringing one knee in, one leg up. We're going to bring that to the side. Now, what you'll definitely have to do is counterbalance. So arms can be where they want to be. They can be assisting, they can be down the side, they can be up, whatever's more comfortable. What I'd like you to do is try and relax that inner thigh. Okay, so all here is super, super tight. So we're just going to relax that right down. Now, it may be that one side's a damn sight tighter than the other. Let's see. Okay, super gently bend that leg, and then you're going to bring your knees together, and then you're straightening the other leg, and then we're going to bring that out and relax it down again. Give it a minute, because it will just go for about 10 seconds, then it will relax, then you'll be fine. If this is all too much and you're like, God, that's really sore, just use your hand and help. Okay, help assist that weight, because legs are heavy and you're using gravity. Bend your knee, bring your legs back together. Lovely, just bring those knees together. Come into a little tiny ball, tiny rocks. Okay, relax down. Let's do that one more time, because inner thighs tend to be very, very tight. So we'll do a variation of it. So I want your foot down now, leg up, and then we're going to bring that to the side. Hold onto it if you want to. Now, if you're here and you're like, nah, this isn't that bad, again, I don't even know if I can do it actually. Yeah, you can hold onto your foot. But just as long as you're not starting to come off and like fall around the place, keep your foot on the floor and keep both bum cheeks on the floor so you're not falling. Bend your knee, bring yourself back. Okay, so we're swapping foot down, leg up, and then you're coming to the side, counterbalance with your knee. Use your hand to assist if you want. Try and relax. And then if you want to, pick if I can, oh my God, picking up your toe. Try not to fall. Relax. Inner thigh, getting a big old stretch. Release that. Bend your knee. And you're bringing yourself in. Okay, little tiny, tiny rolls again. Oh, that's fairly strong, that lot. Right. Probably one of the strongest we're going to do is the one just before we come up. So I want you to hold onto that leg and bring yourself up. This one is a very, very strong inner thigh stretch. So if you're like, my God, I can't do that, don't worry at all. We will definitely be practicing this. So first things first, knees really wide. I'm most definitely not going to do this at a certain angle. But if you can't see what I'm doing, then I will change angle if need be. So what you're going to do is bring your hands forward and you're going to split your knees right out, okay? Then what you're going to do is lean forwards. Now, if you're like, that's bad enough, Rebecca, I'm not doing anymore, then stay there, because that is quite a strong stretch in its own right. If you come down, that should be stronger, okay? So again, get yourself used to that. Then if you're like, yeah, that's okay, then you're going to bring yourself right forwards, okay? Down, drop your head. If this is all too much, bring yourself back onto all fours, okay? Very, very strong, this stretch. Okay, very, very slowly get yourself out of that one. So you're on your forearms, bring yourself up, then sit yourself back, then you're bringing your knees together. Very good. If you manage that, the full one, that's pretty tough.
Only people I know who can do that fully, as in, yeah, is people who can do box splits. So good luck if you're all the way down the bottom. I'm working on it. Right, so come up onto your toes, and then we're going to bring head down, bum up. Hold it here. Crunch, crack of knees. Oh. Hold it, just try and relax. Nice and slowly, beautifully and slowly stack those vertebrae up, 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 up. Head last. Deep breath in all the way up. And relax down. Okay. Finishing, as we always do, I'm just going to change the angle very slightly with 3 nice little beautiful sweeps. Okay, so hip width apart, bring yourself down, all the way up. I've chosen the wrong mat to do this on. Squeeze your glutes, pick a point that's not moving and lift. This isn't good today. Terrible balance today. All the way down, up, squeeze and lift, and one more. Down, all the way up, squeeze and lift. Beautiful. Well done. Excellent stuff. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. Give me a secondo.